Well, Bolt Hunters, it's that time again. We have a brand new update. 1.15 has reached the shores of our digital frontiers. Borderlands 3 is going to go ahead and mix it up with some hot fixes. I'm going to throw some golden keys your ways, and we're going to have some fun times. My name is Mac here at the MacGyver7 channel, and we're going to go ahead and dive into these fun-related news. As we start our venture inside of this situation, the quality of life has changed, and Iridium is going to become such more of a valuable asset as 3 legendary weapons prepared in order to switch between the fabrications of these. On top of the missions availabilities inside of the veteran rewards, which you can get with Crazy Earl, there's legendary gear that's going to be appearing directly inside of the vending machine in more rapid succession besides the green. They heard you loud and clear what you wanted to change. On top of the chest inside of the Bad Attitude, and what we're going to be getting for more difficulty, more cool stuff, and now we actually have a dedicated loot pool adjustment and a list that goes on for days. All the linked articles will be down below on top of the fun stuff that I'll add on top of there with the key descriptions as well. Well, looking on top of the anointed pool, which we scroll down to, is a huge portion of the airborne, the sliding, down to the action skills, which have been overhauled, and variable percentages that do adjust itself. On top of the skill portions that we can get on top of there, there's a lot of stuff to be had and more gameplay and more experience, but don't fear, if there's something broken, Gearbox is always there to hear. So keep your forums lit, and they will definitely make the adjustments that are needed. On top of the noted drop rates, you can definitely count on some of the stuff being removed, but there are minor tweaks in order to make the experience more fun. Addressing concerns for as far as the crash inside of the split screen, which was needed, on top of the reducing number of the projectiles inside of the dealt portions of the multi-enemies and the limited bounce of 4. A little bit more description is down below. You can read at your own lovely disclosure. On top of the situation, once you go down to the included portions of the languages, on top of the Bounty of Blood campaign, which was added not too long ago. So this 3.3 gig download, it was definitely trying to sink into what was going down to. Trophies are also made the adjustments. You have the core buster on top of the explosions on certain things being the concern of being changed. On top of the inactive jump, on top of the pad for the portions of teleporting, down to the portions of where you have the relentless not having the correct dealt death in the takedown inside of the breaches. The concerns in the weapons and what you're going to, the relaunching inside of the games, also was an issue that they had concerningly addressed. On top of the Jet Beast mortar weapon was dealing damage twice. Well, they've concerningly made it an issue. On top of Mayhem mode always making it, the address concerns have basically been on all frontiers, that they've been basically from the pets down to the portions for the Beastmaster, down to the portions of where you have the Minesweepers. And it's huge. I mean, I feel like Mayhem mode's always the one that's always going to be under fire because it's like, it's ever growing. So it is kind of cool to see that they're always putting it on the list, which is pretty tantalizing to read, from Sirens getting that blind skill and the scales and the property and the actions. And again, all the finite details will be listed down below. It is a very big patch, so I just kind of wanted to browse over it. That way everyone can get to this and get to gameplay. Looking on top of the characters, I feel like, which is the more important thing to kind of cover in the situational point, because that's the direct portion of what people are interfacing with. The players are no longer going to see the emotes for the exploit for as far as the anarchy stack. The reports and the concerns for as far as the head changes and the passive functionings not working have been addressed, on top of the portions of the vibrant effects of the burst aid. And top of that, and the pet and the correct color for the spec outs for as far as the skin clients. Looking at top of what you have with the Jabber pet also making the list inside of there, you also see some of the gunner skills finally breaking away from a different character inside of the rank investments. You can kind of see as far as the teleport, even down to the portions of the Iron Bear. For as far as where the grenade launcher and it not dealing enough for Moes, you can kind of see that they've made some adjustments. Now the FX, the audio, and the UI are very short disclaimer points, which are just going to be melding over a lot of the effects that people have been just kind of like the hardcore veteran players that have noticed what's going down. The UI is probably one of the more funner things that they have optimized inside of the improvements, with the widget down to the placeholders and the appearance and where they're going to be, down to the new DLC inside of the add-on campaigns getting a little bit more of an overtune with those. The updated scroll bar, which was needed, on top of the addressing concerns for the options and the visuals. Now, hotfixes where we're coming down to a whole new world. You can kind of see that there is a ton of stuff that is going to be covering, from the iron barrel to the siren down to the freaking single personable space inside of that, what happens inside the game, and to the Beastmaster and the Rage. So I mean, like, again, I would reference this, see which we're going to go. We're going to scroll down just a little bit as we finish this lovely patch note. All this situationable point has been very easily addressed inside of what we have inside of Borderlands. So if you are affected by these things and still like kind of wondering what's going on, definitely leave a comment down below, or at that situation drop a comment at the 2K site. Gearbox loves hearing what you guys and gals have to say for as far as like fixes and major things. Now, I did mention some golden keys, so let's go ahead and snag those up for everyone so you can get out there and get some pretty cool loot. But before we get there, I did want to mention one thing that was pretty cool that they announced on Borderlands, which is their anniversary celebration. So starting right around the end of July, we're going to see some patches over. So we're going to see some echo casting overlords, some bonuses on some boss and some loots. And so there's going to be a lot of stuff. Even the Make It Rain, they're bringing it back. So let's go ahead and make it rain with some keys. Now, looking right over here, you can kind of see that instantly we have this, and yes, shift codes can give some, and I'll give out some other ones for Borderlands 2 in a second as well. But when you go to Randy's, it's a little bit more up to date. That's why I like it. You can see that it's going to be the 27th, and it ends at 10 a.m. So I can't stress this enough. I know people always put, the codes don't work, but you're not watching the tail end or reading the fine description that says that it expires and it's a temporary code. So I'm sorry that happens to you, but attention to detail. But looking at the situation of what we're going to look at the others, and like we get down to this point, Borderlands 2 also comes into the list. You can get 5 keys. Pretty cool. And on top of that, another 5 keys. So bringing the count up to 13 golden keys that you guys and gals can play across the platforms. So bon appetit. Enjoy 1.15. It seems like it's going to be a very promising update, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be the last of. Next week will be some more patches. So if you are new to the channel, you can always subscribe. It's absolutely free. Helps me out as a creator. And if you do today, who knows? Maybe Psycho Craig will come and claim his rubber ducky. Yes, I finally got it. Borderlands finally sent me the really cool freaking like rubber ducky that they said they were going to. It came in the mail before I left to like go pick up my brother in New Jersey. So yeah, cool. Anyways, I'll see you guys and gals in the near future. Stay classy, stay safe, and I'll see you all there next week for the new little freaking hotfix that they're gonna send, and probably some more golden keys. So later.